after the presentation. All the participants also will receive recordings, so you will be able to run through, and all the certificates will be issued in following weeks by email, so to everyone. So maybe let's start. So we will start from very interesting presentation, what is Social Innovation Lab and how the calls for them might be organized. And the speaker is Esteban Romero-Frías from University of Granada, and really having a lot of experience. So use the opportunity to ask the questions you are interested in. And Esteban, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Vida. Let me share screen, and I go without delay. Okay, I think now you see it. I'm going to give around 30-minute presentation on how we address social innovation at the University of Granada, also about the new perspectives that we have for the future, because we are in a period of changes since we had elections to our rectorate just 2-3 weeks ago. And also, if you have any question, and you can do it just after this brief presentation, it's great, because I have to leave in around 45 minutes. So first of all, I'm going to focus the idea of social innovation on the Medialab of the University of Granada. That is the laboratory in which I had been, let's say, coordinating actions on social innovation and participation over the last 8 years. The main focus on participation and social innovation is since 2019, but basically before that period, we were also developing projects that somehow led to the creation of this Directorate of Participation and Social Innovation, that in this new rectorate of the University of Granada is going to be a vice rectorate, not only a directorate, but a vice rectorate. So we are, let's say, giving more and more importance to social innovation at the University of Granada. No, and basically, I'm going to share with you some ideas on this topic. No, I would like to do it around some of the main projects that we have developed in recent years. This is basically some logos and years in which we somehow release those projects that are focused on citizen innovation, on, let's say, innovation within the University of Granada, about how to redesign our own institution, about democratic innovation, about public innovation. So we have addressed different, let's say, perspectives on innovation, and I think that we could describe all this process as social innovation as a whole, no, with different, let's say, adjectives that are describing different perspectives in each of these projects. So basically, Medialab is the, let's say, the hub, the connection between all these different projects. It was created in 2015 as a research lab on digital culture and society, but now we are mainly focused on these social innovation topics. Medialab basically is like a citizen laboratory that is radically open to the society. It tries to involve different kind of communities, not only in the university, but also in the society. We try also to develop research on different topics. Basically, we started with 3 main pillars: digital society, digital humanities, and digital science. But here I'm going to focus more into this social innovation approach. So as a this could be like a kind of definition of the type of lab that we are, no? A social innovation lab that is a way to think together with a focus on experimentation and prototyping. We try to combine reflection, but also orientation to action, no? In order to implement solutions, ideas that we have, and the idea is that we involve different communities and we address local challenges, but always with a global outlook, let's say. So the social context where we place this idea of social innovation, why we think this is important in universities nowadays, is because we live in a world of uncertainty in many different and also we need to strengthen our democracy. This is very important, and at the end, social innovation is a way to combine different types of knowledge, and also it's a democratic approach where we incorporate different communities with different perspectives, but with, let's say, equal importance, no, in terms of citizenship. Also, this idea of connecting multiple dimensions, no, not only a physical approach or a digital approach, but we need to work with hybrid approach. No, that it's really important since we suffer this pandemic. And by the way, in our case, the pandemic was somehow also an opportunity for the project that we had, because as we were working on digital culture for years, for us, this new environment, no, where we had to relate to each other with digital devices and so on, was something very familiar, you know. So we somehow escalate some of our projects during the pandemic, no? We try to integrate in social innovation different types of intelligence, no, not only the scientific intelligence, the expert intelligence, but also the algorithmic intelligence, political intelligence, the kind of collective intelligence, no. And at the end, very important for us is this idea of ethics of care, of taking care of each other. No, this is the only way to work in communities, and this is the only way to do social innovation. Why labs? No, laboratories are somehow, let's say, the most important format where social innovation takes place in different kind of institutions. So here, when we talk about laboratories, we refer to institutions as a whole. For example, the Medialab of the University of Granada. In Spain, there are also other labs in different public institutions. A project can also be a laboratory. For example, some of the projects that I'm going to introduce are so-called laboratories. And also, for us, it's also a kind of attitude, a kind of methodology, a philosophy, you know, involving also, let's say, a personal way of being, no? There are different types of laboratories that can be understood as a social laboratory. For example, citizen laboratories, laboratories, gov labs, living labs, laboratories that are based on technology, but with a social approach, like Fab Labs, Makerspace, Media Labs, Hub Labs, and other types of laboratories. And our values, no, how we work, how we conceive social innovation, no. I already said some of these ideas, but basically we try to combine proactivity, orientation towards action, a culture of participation and care. We try to have diversity in our projects, inclusiveness. Digital culture is very important for us as a way to be more transparent, but also more open and accessible to different communities. We try to have open source projects in a way that they can be replicable in other places. We do local action, but we try to extract, to generate, let's say, some insights that have a global impact. We also combine these different types of knowledge. Very important for us, a laboratory, social innovation in general, all kind of social innovation processes should be ways of learning. This idea is very important because it's not just that we try to develop a solution and that's all. In society, there are problems and challenges all the time. So we need to be learning regularly in a way that we improve our methods and our knowledge to cope with new challenges, that are coming, in a future. Also very important for this learning is to document all kind of processes. And also it's very important to combine cooperation, not only competition. No, social innovation is more about cooperation, and this is something that is important for us. Medialab so far has been a very flexible, liquid institution in a way that we have very few people that has been, let's say, permanently connected to Medialab, but we have many people with doing internships, with some contracts in different projects. So this is an exercise that we do from time to time, is to generate a kind of timeline to see how many people were with us during the years. And now here you have some images of our website where you can see some project. This is in Spanish. So let me go quickly on this. There is a project that is very important for us. I think probably is the most relevant project in terms of social innovation that we have. The digital radio of the University of Granada. It was developed as a bottom-up project by Medialab. And this is great because it's a way to empower people. When they have an idea, they prepare a podcast. They generate some dynamics where they connect with other people through interviews, through roundtables, through different kind of formats. And at the end, it's a way to generate communities and to generate projects. So the radio is not in the slides that I'm going to show you, but it's very important to understand the way we create connections. So let me now focus in one of these projects in 2017. It's still working. It's also a kind of project that many of the projects that I'm going to show you, that it's activated every time we need it. So we try to generate digital platforms to solve different kind of needs. So once the project, for example, when we have some funding, once this funding is over, the platform is still there. So it's maybe the first step to a second project or to generate some interactions to solve any kind of problem we have in the community. So for us, this idea of sustainability with projects is very important. So this project is called Lavin Granada. It's the idea of a citizen lab for Granada, a place where citizens can connect with the university, with other communities, with companies, with public institutions, in order to generate ideas, prototype solutions, and develop projects for the city of Granada. So basically what I'm going to show you now is the platform that we have, and maybe it's the best way for you to see, what's the design of the project. So here you have a question, a trigger that is, do you have ideas to share? So what we try is to share the best ideas in the world to improve Granada. It's not this idea of selling Granada to others, but to improve what we have. So basically what we try to generate is this distributed brain where active citizens in our city, but not only in our city, but in the entire world, if they have a connection with Granada, because they had been tourists, because we have Erasmus that now are living in other places, and they see other solutions, other public policies that can be of interest for us. So we try to collect knowledge in order to have let's say, like a collection of solutions that we could implement. So these are different ideas, no, to be implemented in Granada. The platform was designed in a way that these are like different pieces of a Lego, of a Lego, so you can build projects combining these different ideas. So we follow a model that is based on design thinking, and also you can geolocalize the different ideas in the city of Granada where you would like to apply this idea, but also you can indicate where you can see where you saw that idea in other places. No, for example, I was in Vilnius and I found a great solution for the transport. So when I upload this solution, this idea into the platform, I indicate that I saw that in Vilnius, and I propose to apply this in this neighborhood, for example, in Granada. So we use this also to develop a social innovation project to work on sustainable tourism in Albaicín and Sacromonte, the two historical neighborhoods in Granada. And also during the pandemic, we did like a version of this platform to develop this UGR at home, this University of Granada at home, where we use this platform in a way that you could share ideas to solve, to use your time, during the lockdown that we experienced, and also you could share some experiences during those months that we were at home. No? So now it's like a kind of memory of the time we had during 2020. And also we used the radio at that point in order to connect people, technical staff of the university, researchers, students, in different dialogues, from home, where we were discussing how they felt during that time, how they were doing their work during that time, from home, and things like that. So in 2018, I want to show you this Facultad Zero project. This was like a social innovation approach to rethink the University of Granada. This happened in 2018, but there was a second version of Facultad Zero in 2020. I will tell you later. Let me see which. Yeah. So this 2018 Facultad Zero is about the creation of labs around topics that were of interest, that were proposed by the people. We had those topics, and then we opened a call for collaborators. So we created some labs made of groups of work of around 5 to 8 people, and they were working for 2 months in order to develop projects to be implemented in the University of Granada. So this is what happened. This is a timeline of the process. We started on 21st March, and then we were working during the month of during April, and finally we had like a final event in May with some conferences, talks, roundtables, and the presentation of the proposals. The important thing is that those proposals were submitted to the different units of the University of Granada in order to give a response to those projects, or to implement those projects. So this is there, and still we are profiting from the ideas that were developed at that time. Here you have some of those ideas. We applied design thinking methodologies. And then what happened with Facultad Zero and this platform? In 2020, we decided that we needed a new space where people in universities in Spain and also in Ibero-America could share their experiences, their materials, but with a bottom-up approach. not just like, let's call an expert that is going to explain how to do a digital classroom or something like that. But instead of that, we all had a radical experience of innovation, of digital innovation during that time. So why we don't collect all those all that learning and we leave that for the future, no? So we had more than 20 universities in Spain sharing activities that were open activities in order that other universities could also benefit from that. This was Facultad Cero, and here you have some of the universities that participated on this initiative in 2020. Okay, and also we did different kind of events, no, events where we didn't call experts. We had always like micro talks, no, where people could tell how they develop solutions during that time, no. So we were giving voices to people that are colleagues of us, but that they are not, let's say, recognized as innovation experts. They were innovators during that time, and probably they are innovators in their daily lives, but we don't see that. The institutions sometimes are very blind to those kind of developments, you know, because everything needs to be under a call that has some processes and some recognition. But most of the things that are happening in our institutions are happening without those frameworks. So at the end, we need to show what we are doing, no, in this invisible way. So this was also very interesting. This is like a kind of very important memory for the future. We had 12 students from 12 different universities in Spain discussing how the pandemic had an impact in their lives. This was in 2020. So we were trying to give voices, no, to the real, let's say, to the main characters, no, of this educational process. Then we had another project in 2019. This was a participation and democratic innovation lab in Andalusia. So I'm going to focus more in 2021, where we did some social innovation labs, but this was just online innovation labs. So for us, sometimes, I mean, we have a mandate somehow to do things for our university. But when we think with these ideas of social innovation, I mean, we need to incorporate knowledge that is not in our institution. So we try to open these kind of processes. To do that, in this case, it was very easy because it was online. So we organized 44 laboratories proposed by people in different countries. Of course, we had a majority of people in Granada, but we had people in the US, Mexico, Brazil, China, Italy, Guinea. So I don't know how, they knew about our call and they decided to participate, no? So this is what we organize, no? Basically, when we do a call like this, we do a training, then we open a call for projects, then a call for collaborators, and finally is when let's say we implement those labs in order to get proposals. So here you have some images of that time in 2021. And then let me finish with this project that is now probably our main project. It's a public innovation project. It's called Impronta Granada. And Impronta Granada is an alliance between the Diputación of Granada. This is the public governance body that comprises more than 170 municipalities in the province of Granada. This is around 1 million people. So we did an alliance between them and the University of Granada in order to address the challenges of the province of Granada. So for us, sometimes in universities it's very difficult to know what are the real challenges in society. So here we had an opportunity, is that in the past 2-3 years, the government of Spain has promoted the development of urban agendas. This is a project that is also a European project, and that is in the framework of the Agenda 2030 of the United Nations. So this urban agendas is a way to implement the 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 goals, no, the sustainable goals. So we already had an agenda of projects that we need to give a response from the university. So we created this Impronta Granada. Impronta Granada is based on different concepts, no, like open innovation, public innovation, citizen social innovation. We connect university and territory, and basically those are the main topics, no, the main ideas we have. The project is already focusing on the main regional challenges we have in Granada: the population of rural areas, bioclimatic resilience, equality, and inclusion. No? And this is the first phase of our website. We did, let's say, a first action on climate change. It was an innovation lab on climate change that we organized in November, December last year. This was also funded by the European Commission with the program Science Meets Regions. That is a program to connect scientific knowledge and regional needs. Okay, so basically this website works as a marketplace of needs and proposals in the territory. It's also a space for transparency in order to generate a narrative for citizens, to show them how public institutions collaborate. This is very important because I think that it's very common to focus on the public-private collaboration, no? But here we try to focus on public collaboration. We need to improve also this kind of collaborations to improve public policies. So let me show you what we did. This is a PDF captions of the urban agendas that the Diputación of Granada prepared over the last 2 years. So we have a public policy like the Habitat Cueva Guadix. Guadix is a municipality. Cueva is caves, no? So it's a place where people live in caves. I mean, caves that are a great place because they maintain very well the temperature. So it's a tradition there, and some of them are very luxury, but it's something that we wanted to promote. No, it's also in other places in the Mediterranean area. So that's the title. Then we have a description, some activities to develop, and how this is connected to the Agenda 2030, some timeline. So everything is in a PDF. So what we did is to transform that into a web approach. No, so if you go to our website, you can see this. No, so you have a description, you have something more visual, and also very open. No, you just go to the website and you see that. So in the website we have like different profiles. If you are a person from the university, you can find new opportunities to transfer your knowledge. You can also design new projects, new research projects to give solutions to those challenges. And also students can participate in training, in internships, can do service learning related to those challenges in the territory. So, for example, in Granada, we have some programs to do this kind of traineeship in the territory, like these two that you can see there. This is for students. We also have some research calls to work on the territory. Also, if you go to the platform and you come from the public administration, from the public institutions, if you're a politician, you can find a way to raise attention of the university to your problems. If you are a citizen, you can do also the same, but we will see that later. No? But if you are also a technician in a municipality, you can also contact the university in order to find solutions. And also, if you are a citizen, it's great because you can see how a university is working in changing the territory, and they can also participate in some of the participatory processes that we have. No, I mean, it's not only about public institutions and university, but those labs that we organize to solve problems involve also citizens. So here you have some other images of this platform. This is a project to use some trees that we have in Granada to generate structures for construction. And this is the poster that we use for these innovation labs on climate change. Let me show you some of the images. Okay, let me show you some of the topics that we addressed in these innovation labs in last year. So this is the caves habitat that I told you before. But also we work on mobility, we work on energy communities, and other kind of projects, related to climate change. So in those labs, we were working for around 3-4 hours with people from very different places. Here you can see some pictures of what we did. We also had like a general meeting, but then we have some people connecting to each other. We had, for example, in this table, we had a mayor of a small municipality. We had researchers. We have some technicians. So this is what we did. Here you have some images. I like to put some pictures so you can see the real people that participated. Are the most important part of this. Now we are in the second phase because we did this in the capital in Granada, but now we want to do also other labs in places like the coast. I mean the coast of Granada, the north part of the province. So to go to the municipalities, to the real municipalities. And now let me finish with the second phase of the website. This picture is just 2-3 weeks ago with our rector, the rector, Pilar Arana, that is now changing, to the new rector that is also in public in this picture. What we did is this. Now, if you go to Impronta Granada, you can see around 1,000 lines of action of public policies to develop in the next 6-7 years. But also, as you can see here in the right part, you have how all these actions can be connected to the researchers and research groups of the University of Granada. So we used a taxonomy based on the sustainable goals, and we applied that taxonomy to the papers produced by the researchers at the university, and also to the descriptions of the public policies, so we can find a match. So now if you go to the platform, you can see the map, you can visit what are the main priorities in those places. And this is one example. Here we have one action. This is the creation of a eco center in a small town in the province, and we have detected through these systems, through this methodology, that there are 41 researchers and 21 groups that could have something to provide solutions to this topic. So here you have some other images of the platform. Also, we have news about what's going on this, and let me just finish with this part. We have a section for actors. This is very important because we want to show who are the main the people that are involved with the territory. So They are people in municipalities, they are citizens, they are researchers. No, so we want to to have a profile of them on the platform, so they can also have recognition. This is an example. This is my case. No, how it looks like in the platform when you have a let's say a page with your bio. And yeah, and all the things that you have done on the platform are connected to this profile. No, so actions where you participate, news that are maybe connected to you, etc. No? And just let me finish because I have some other images, but this is not so important, so I already said that. This is just an example, no, of those 41 researchers, no, that are connected to the public policy that I told you before. So this is a hyperlink where you can just go, and from there you go to the platform of the university where you can have the information of those researchers or the information of those research groups. So this new platform, Impronta Granada, is connected to the research platform of the University of Granada. So it's a way to, let's say, foster this public innovation, this social innovation connected to the territory. Now we are working on a citizen science program in the University of Granada. We got some funding from the ministry, and we are developing a program. This is the main diagram, no, of the program we are going to do, connected to this project of Impronta Granada. And also we have some other projects like this one, Unimpublica. It's a project to connect universities that are working on public innovation. And also we have an Erasmus Plus project that is already submitted, that is called also Urban Imprint, with some universities, like, for example, a University of Graz. Basically, that's all. Thank you for your attention. I think that more or less it was 30 minutes, but that's all. So if you have any question, I'm very happy to discuss with you anything. Okay.
Feel free to ask question or write question. I replaced Vida, and Vida indeed have question. Esteban, you mentioned that it's important to document different processes. How to do that? Maybe do you have example, or you make, maybe you document in public?
We try. I mean, this is important, because when you are in a process of, let's say, entrepreneurship, or if you are creating a spin-off or something like that, okay, you are competing with others. So at the end, you need to take care, no, of what you do with information. But in this case, it's about public policies. So basically, maybe a company is going to provide a service at the end, but it's a different. Social innovation is more about cooperation, as I said. So it's easier to document things. So the way we do it is, for example, in the Facultad Zero project we did in 2018, a condition, a requirement that we had if you wanted to participate is that all the groups, all the labs working had to document what they did with some pictures, with some description of how they work in each of the meetings. And also, of course, finally, describing the result, the proposal that they had. Also, as we work with the radio, sometimes what we do is to interview people. And also, we take pictures. And apart from that, from media, in Medialab, we always prepare, like, let's say, a compilation of all the material in each process, in a way that maybe sometimes we have 100 pages with the story, you know, of what happened. And that's the way we do it. That's the way we do it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Feel free to write question if you have question for Esteban. Okay, Judith.
Yeah, I have a question, or actually it's two questions. I'm really impressed of the social innovation activities of the Medialab, and especially on Impronta Granada. It's really impressive. And I'm wondering if you can explain what or how Granada University sees itself within society, so my question is, why does Granada University is investing so much energy and finally also money in social innovation activities? So is this how does it come? Because social responsibility, as far as I experience it, there is a field that universities need to be convinced of, but it seems to be completely different with Granada University.
Yeah, so in relation to this, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, to discuss also with the our rector and the future rector we are going to have, because I don't know. I want to be. I mean, this is so far. I mean, we have done this just being a directorate so far, but in 2 weeks we will be a vice rectorate. So also in the government team of the university, this is increasing in importance. And this new vice rectorate is called Social Innovation, Employability, and Entrepreneurship. So we decided to put social innovation first. Why? I don't know. I mean, I think this depends on people. It's just maybe because I have this kind of obsession with this topic of connecting universities with society, and it's not that it's not connected. It's very much connected. But sometimes when we talk about extension, no, university extension, I don't know how to translate that. No, I mean, when you do all these cultural things and this idea of extension is more focused on programming activities. Okay, you do you have talks, you have concerts, you have exhibitions, but we are not so interested on that. Social innovation is about production. You create new things with people. So indeed, it's just one more step apart from these concerts and things like that. It's okay, you do a concert, yeah, but later on we are going to compose something. So maybe it's not so easy to do that step. You need to change many things. For example, I was talking about the different types of intelligence that we combine. I mean, we come from university. That means that, wow, we have scientific knowledge. And the rest of the society, I mean, they receive our knowledge. That's why we call that knowledge transfer. But we don't conceive knowledge transfer in that way. I mean, we need to rethink ourselves in order to involve people in this kind of processes. So maybe it's not so easy to do it. But I don't know. Maybe it depends on the people you have in the institution. But I'm sure that if you are here in this talk, it's because you have this vocation. So you have this vocation. Basically, the way we did this is not because the university gave us money. The Diputación of Granada, they had some projects, one Interreg and the other one was a Saint Mitz Regions project. And they knew that I was working on this. So basically what we did is to put both fundings aligned in order to generate this framework. Because the problem we have, and probably in your university is the same, is that every time there is a new project, you are reinventing ways of connecting the university with the people, the stakeholders, in relation to that project. So we said, okay, let's do that mechanism of connection, but for any kind of topic, not just for a circular economy, that, by the way, was the topic that they got the funding. So it was also to be creative in relation to funding. But now, when they saw this at the university, they said, okay, this is important. So we need to. So I don't know. It's more a kind of personal story, I think. But I'm very happy if you are in any of this process to meet and to give you, I don't know, advice of how we did it. I mean, any place is different, but I'm sure that there are many ways of, I don't know how to say it, but to involve our bosses on this.
Many thanks. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you.
Okay, great.
Okay. We have one more question on chat. I can say this question shortly: how to involve people to participate in different projects, to share their ideas and take part in events. How to motivate?
Okay, this is another hot topic. I mean, we don't have money to incentivize to motivate people, no. So, but we have, for example, students. If you have students and they need to learn in your courses, why don't you generate activities that connect them with these kind of platforms that try to solve problems? That's something, for example, that we did with some entrepreneurship courses that we had. If they need to think about ideas on creating a business, okay, first of all, pay attention to what's happening in your environment and then upload some ideas to the platform. So they are contributing to this. With researchers, for example, we don't have a call to give them funding to do research or to do transfer. But in Spain, at least, they are always trying to transfer their knowledge because it's like a kind of merit that they need, no, for the accreditation processes. So that's very easy, because if they want to participate in designing a public policy in a municipality, what we give them is, let's say, a diploma saying that they participated in a knowledge transfer process. So for them, that's enough. And also, it's very interesting because sometimes they can even have access to contracts with municipalities, or they can have like a not so, I mean, indirect incentives. So it's very difficult. And also it's very difficult because we are trying to connect people that had very different motivations. It's not the same, citizen, researchers, students. So we need to give them something that they want. So far, it worked, but it's true that sometimes people that are already motivated are the ones that participate more. So there is a barrier that we need to break there. No? Okay, I don't know. That's